Well, greetings and salutations, test takers. This is the Series 7 Guru coming to you from my off-grid studio from an undisclosed location in northern Arizona with an explication request. If you have an explication request, send it to explicationrequest@guruexamprep.com. If it's a Kaplan question, you just send me a Kaplan QID. I can bring it up backstage. If you don't have a Kaplan Q Bank, I highly recommend it as a paid supplement. With my 15% discount code Guru15 at checkout, it's $55.80. For that commercial, Kaplan allows me to give you a free look on Kaplan content like this. All right, here is the question. A customer short 10 ABC December 50 calls at 2.5 and short 10 ABC December 50 puts at 3.5. Before expiration, ABC declines to 40.5. And the customer signed on his put position while his short calls expire worthless. A month later, he liquidates his long position for 45.4. All right, well, again, lots of ways to do options. I always use a T. I like to track money in and out. If you can track money in and out and you're not struggling with contract specifications, in other words, you can look at this rather quickly and say, this is an obligation to sell 1,000 shares at 50 and an obligation to buy 1,000 shares at 50. That's contract specifications. And track money, you should be in pretty good shape. I always think you should try and fire up the T, do an initial setup. And I try and identify the position. This is a short straddle. We're straddles when we're long two different type of contracts or short two different type of contracts. So this is straddle. If you want, and you don't want to get involved in the T, I think the T is the way to go. But you could say, okay, well, my break evens, my upside break even is 56. My downstride break even is 44. And silo, short inside, long outside. It's a short straddle. I want the market price in between the two numbers. And 44 is 1 point inside the break even, I think, right? Oh, 45, excuse me. 45 is 1 point inside. So you could just do that with straight memory work. I like to understand things. I think if you understand things, there's less stuff to memorize, and you're more likely to be able to perform on more complicated, wordy questions like this. All right, so there's the 2.5 we brought in. Now, again, I believe in doing things on a per share basis, so I'm not going to put $2,500 there. I'm going to do it per share. Then when I'm all done, remind myself there's 1,000 shares. There's my 50 put. So it looks like I brought in the 6 points. So again, if you're going to just memorize, this is a short straddle, a strike price plus total premiums, 56, strike price less total premiums, 44. And 45 is 1 point. Okay, let's continue on to the question. Before expiration, AB decreases lines to 40.5, and the customer is assigned on his put. So if I'm short a put and I get assigned, that means I'm going to have to buy the stock at the strike price. If I didn't want to have to buy the stock at the strike price, I shouldn't have collected the 3.5 points. So that means I'm paying 50 for the stock. So by the way, below 50, it's irrelevant whether that's 40, 50 or not. You know, the point is anywhere below 50, it has intrinsic value. And if it's expiration, I'm going to be exercised. It says the calls expire worthless. So that means I don't have to deal with the calls up there. So we get to keep the 2.5 on the calls. A month later, I liquidate the stock at 45. Okay, so if I liquidate stock at 45, boom. Now all I have to do is total dollars out versus dollars in, see if I'm a happy camper or not. And here I got 50 in out, and 51 in. So I made a point on 10 contracts, each covering 100 shares. So the answer to this question is we have a $1,000 gain at 45 for a $1,000 gain. Again, I think you could have just memorized the break evens, 56 and 44, short straddle. At the end of the day, it's 45, and 45 is inside the break even by 1 point. You know, whatever floats your boat. I think the way I laid it out to you will put you in better stead in terms of doing advanced options like this short straddle. Anyways, hope you found that helpful. Remember, inch by inch, your Series 7 is a cinch. Yard by yard, your Series 7 is hard. And I'll see you for the next explication request at guruexamprep.com. Bye-bye.